What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode. In today's video, I'm going to be doing some work on the interior of my Z. So the Nissan that I have is a 370Z. It's gray and black, and I have some small red accents found on the outside of the car. So I've got red brake calipers, I have red center caps for my raised wheels, and I've got the taillights that are looking red. And it all together looks really good. But the thing that I noticed with the interior of the car is that the interior doesn't flow with the same kind of scheme as the outside. So what I have on the inside is basically a full black and gray interior, and there's not really any kind of red contrast. Now, I do have an aftermarket, or a aftermarket to me, Nismo steering wheel that I installed on the car. If you want to see that install video, you guys can click the link right here. But what I did is installed a little bit of red on the inside of it. Now, there's still not enough if you ask me. Now, that's where today's video is going to be addressing that. As for the interior of the Z, there's not really any kind of contrast. So we have a tiny bit of red from there, and we also have a little bit from the red stitching from the Nismo aftermarket steering wheel. We have a little bit of silver contrast right here, on here, but that's pretty much it. There's no real color. Now that's where I'm gonna be addressing this guy right here. So this here is my start and stop feature for my Nissan. Now this comes with a regular, like, opaque kind of button, and there's a light on the back side of it that kind of illuminates it like to a gross orangey kind of color. Now this is my start stop system. So I've got push button inside this car. So all you have to do is put your foot in the brake, foot in the clutch, push the button, and the car starts. But what I'm gonna be doing today is changing out this button here for an aftermarket one that is red. So a popular modification that a lot of 370 guys do is they install a red Nissan GTR push button. It looks really sweet, and it does a really nice job at giving some color to the interior. Now, what I also looked into was Nissan's Nismo division. So I looked at the interior of a Nissan 370Z Nismo, and I wanted to see if this was any different. Now, the Nismo version of this start-stop button is the same button that I have there, but for the silver ring, it's a red ring. Now I figured, I don't know if that's really what I'm looking for, but this here should definitely make a difference for the interior. If that isn't enough, I can install that Nismo ring later, and I'll show you guys how simple it is to switch this out along with that ring. So to remove this entire button, you have to remove the button along with this trim piece all in one piece. What I'm going to be using to get that done and removing it safely without damaging any other parts or scuffing them is this plastic panel popper for my OTC kit. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sticking it down here at 4 o'clock and up here at about 11 or 10 o'clock, and I'm going to be able to pry out and push in the two buttons, or the two little clips that are holding this entire thing in place. So with that one done, move to the top, and it should come out rather easily, just like that. Whole thing comes out, and then there's gonna be a connector on the back side of it. Now you could use a screwdriver also to get this done. It's entirely up to you, but I would stay away from using metal stuff on soft pieces. So with that out, I'm also gonna be using my OTC tool to push in the little connector found right here. So you push in the connector, the little brown one, and while you're doing that, you're gonna pull slightly on the button, and it'll come right out, just like that. And you can see the entire thing comes out in one big piece. So next up, we need to remove the button itself from the plastic surround. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be turning this around, and there's gonna be a little like clip on this side and this side. So at 3 and 9, you have to push them and squeeze them together, and it's going to relieve the pressure from the black shroud. We should be able to just push the entire thing forward. So I'm gonna show you how to do this right now. So push those in, and then the button comes out the front just like that. So if you were to replace this part here with the Nismo one, it would come with this black piece here, and instead of this being silver, this would be red. But we don't have that piece, so I'm gonna set the old button aside and replace it with this new one. So you can see that these are pretty much the exact same things. So we have the lock, accessory mode, and on for both of them, and it's a start-stop button. Connectors on the back side are the same. So what we're gonna be doing is disregarding this one here and throwing this one here onto this new piece. So all you do is push it in until you hear the click, and then you can put this back onto the connector. So because this is a Nissan part as well, there's not gonna be any kind of rewiring that's necessary to get this new piece installed in the car. So you literally just align up the connector, hear the click, and then the thing goes right back in just like the stock one. After you go ahead and install this authentic GTR button in your car, you're basically converting your car into a GTR. Am I right? Wait a second. What? What? Oh, okay, that's better. Okay, now in all seriousness, if you guys want to replace your standard button like this with a replacement authentic Nissan one that comes off the GTR, you easily can. I showed you how simple it is. You can do this in less than 2 minutes with simple tools all at home. Now, if you guys have an Altima, if you have a Maxima, if you have a Juke, if you have a 370, an Infiniti, even two for that matter, if you have anything that has a push button like this, you can replace it. As for the tools for this video, I showed you how simple this was. You didn't really need much. All that I used was a simple plastic panel popper to get that done. Now, if you want to replace the LED that's inside of here with a new one, let's say yours is burnt out, you can use a small flathead screwdriver, pry the top of it, pry the bottom of it, and you can lift and pull out the entire LED and replace it with another one. But I don't really think that's going to be an issue. I hope this video's helped you guys out. If you have any other questions for that matter, comment section's down there. You guys know what to do. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.